Well, you've felt the cold air. It really is that time of year. You know, that time when a hot bowl of savory and delicious soup just sounds like the perfect way to fend off the winter blues. But wait, don't head to the pantry to grab a can of soup. Head to the freezer, because that's where you're going to find all of that ready to heat up homemade soup that you've already made. You know, you'd be surprised how easy it is, how much money you can save, and how much healthier it can be. Don't take my word for it. We've got a pro, Shanthi Apelo. She's the registered dietitian from Blue Cross Blue Shield, joining us this morning via Zoom with some quick and tasty recipes. Hey, Shanthi.
Hey, how's it going?
It's going well. I mean, we're talking soup, so I'm a happy man. I love a good bowl of soup. But as Americans, is that something that we lean into this time of year, or do we eat a lot of soup?
Yeah, especially during this cozy season. But according to an AP News article, we eat 10 billion bowls of soup each year.
Wait a second.
So that's a lot.
Did you say 10 billion?
10 billion with a B.
10 billion with a B. So yeah, Americans, we like our soup. And you're right, it is. It just really is that time of year when you want to curl up on the couch, maybe a nice bowl of warm soup in front of you. So let's make the soup so we can just go heat it up without having to crack open a can. What are you making for us today?
Yeah, so I've got a chicken pho or chicken meatball pho inspired soup. And so I've seared up my meatballs here. These are chicken meatballs. They have some ginger, garlic, green onion, lots of good stuff, panko to hold them together. So I've seared those up. And the next thing we want to do is make the broth. So I'm adding lots of aromatics to a pan. You see, I'm adding onions here. They're whole onions. They're not going to be part of the end mixture. And I'm throwing in a couple of star anise. You know, a lot of people use these during the holidays.
Yeah.
And they're like, what do I actually use them for? You've got a purpose now. You can also throw in a cinnamon stick and then 3 cloves. We don't want too much of this stuff, but these spices are going to be the flavor base to this soup. And so if you don't have these ingredients at home, you don't want to buy them. There are lots of broth options, of course. But once we get some liquid in there, we just let this simmer. Something that I love doing for so many soups is to make noodles out of carrots, zucchini, especially carrots because we're freezing this today. Zucchinis doesn't hold up as well. So what we do is just use a vegetable peeler and get these nice little noodles that we can then put into our soup. And I know what you're thinking. You're like, no, I want the real deal. We're doing a mix here. So I'm using rice noodles. These, if we're freezing, we want to do when we're reheating it, not when we are cooking it for the first time. So if you are freezing it, don't want to do that first because they can kind of become mushy.
Good tip. Nobody likes a mushy noodle in their soup. What I love about this is that you're putting all of these ingredients in. So one, I can adjust the flavor to just the way I like it. And 2, it's got to have some health benefits.
Yes, you're right. And so one of the big things about making soup at home is that we can be in control of the ingredients that we're putting in. We're in control of how much sodium we're putting in particular. I'm using fish sauce for kind of an umami flavor in here, and that's a lot of the salt. So just really adding as you go, I think, is the biggest tip. Health benefits wise, of course, we've got the meatballs that are very lean. This is a broth-based soup, so we're not introducing a lot of fat into this recipe. And of course, the carrot noodles just add a nice vegetable touch.
Now you got people scared. They get a little scared when they hear fish sauce.
Yes.
Explain that isn't an overpowering sardine flavor.
Yes, so it's definitely something, if you've used that Worcestershire sauce before, that it has a flavor component that adds a lot of depth.
Yes.
And oftentimes when it's been added, you don't know that there's fish in there. Worcestershire sauce is also based on fish, but it just adds that flavor depth. And of course, if you don't want to use it, soy sauce is a good substitute, but I dare you to try it. It is so good. I've even added it in like Italian dishes. It's just a little touch of something unique.
You've been eating it and you didn't even know it, for crying out loud. That fish sauce. And by the way, that depth of flavor, that is true. That is where it comes from, right there. So that's one. Do we have another?
We've got our Michigan State Bowl. What do we think it is?
A Michigan State Bowl. Well, yeah. I mean, it's got to probably have asparagus in it.
Well, that would be good.
I tried.
We are
I
big
tried.
farmers of that, but
Not this time of year.
chicken lemon rice soup. I think it's something that every Michigander knows and loves. And so, of course, we've got our flavor base with our mirepoix, which is celery, carrots, and onions. This is going to be great because not only is it good for the flavor, but it's also adding lots of vegetables to the mix. This is a broth-based soup as well. Of course, another component is our rice. This is something that we want to add after or when we're reheating again. So if you're eating this fresh, of course, add the rice in. But this, along with the key component lemon, we are going to do after the freezer because the lemon is going to keep that nice bright flavor, or is not going to keep it nice and bright if we freeze it and then reheat it. We want to add it fresh. And same with the rice, it can get mushy. So those are components we want to add after.
Perfect. I love easy recipes. So the tip then, when it comes to freezing them, I'm assuming we're using those Ziploc freezer bags. That's pretty much the good way to do it?
Yes. So get as much air out as you can because the air can promote those kind of crystals that we don't love. They keep great for 2 to 3 months, but safe for a year, even longer. But what I love to do is to freeze them in a Ziploc bag, get as much air out as possible. And then you see I'm putting it on an oven tray here and flattening it out as much as possible. Now I can stack multiple of these bags, slide them into the freezer, and then once this is frozen, we've got sleeves of soup so that they're kind of nice to bring out and they just store really efficiently.
I'm picturing your fridge, like opening the door and looking at a library of
Yeah.
of books of soup, and you're going to pull one out and heat that up. And it's simple. You just reheat it. You just put that thing in a boiling water. You give it a few minutes, and you've got yourself some fresh soup that you cooked that is delicious. So easy. It's almost easy, just as easy as a can, but a lot healthier, and you get to control the flavor. Shanthi, of course, we're going to use these recipes. We're going to put them online. Thank you so much for giving us these tips.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Shanthi Apelo, registered dietitian, Blue Cross Blue Shield. You can find her recipes and more at fox17morningmix.com.